Please let me have that Sunblade.
What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome Monday Night Strange Aeons. Thank you very much, Catchy Dark, for the 9 months. This will be our only show this week, ladies and gents, as we take the Friday night off.
To party in Woolen.
So be ready for that. But let's kick it off. Last week, you guys delved into the Dreamland, entering a city by the name of the Ceramic Necropolis, named after a curse that had befallen the city, turning everything that wasn't stone into gold, except for a handful of the population that turned into ghasts. But other than that, the city was populated by ceramic gold statues. You, at first, were attacked by hungry remnants of the ghasts. After fighting them off, you made peace with some of the less violent ghasts, who directed you to the local graveyard, where they had been forced out away from their only food source that didn't turn to gold, which was bodies that were buried at the time. But the graveyard had been overrun by the creature that you guys seek, the Womps. Strange, spider-like, bat-like beasts with red webbed feet that you needed to gather one of for the Mad Poet's wish list. You went to the graveyard, you fought the Womps, and with the assistance of 2 of the ceramic gold statues that came to life, back you guys up, you won the fight, but not before Balthus perished. Twice, actually. Once against the ghasts and once in the graveyard.
The gift that keeps on giving to that community.
Dying in the Dreamlands twice.
That night.
Yeah. Dying in the Dreamlands twice and feeding the ghasts with his body and contracting schizophrenia in the real world. Just before leaving, Heimlich was gifted some magical treasures by the ghasts before he returned to the real world. The next day, whilst out on board, a particularly foggy day upon the waters, the boat was attacked by a Thrushmore angler, a fish with legs that can also climb on things. It climbed out of the water, luring most of the party in with its glowing lantern stem that comes out of its head before attacking and almost killing Balthus in the real world. With the captain Skywind's help, you eventually slayed the Thrushmore angler just in the nick of time. Bringing us to now. It is the same morning. Fog persists and the Sullen Starling slowly makes its way along the lake shore.
Now, before we go into the dream world, I would probably suggest we spend some time and heal. Because I know I'm only down 4, but I know a few of us took more hits than I did. So it might be idea before we enter into the other realm that we heal up first. You know, maybe take a few days rest, perhaps before entering.
Yes.
Few days? Is that
Yes, well,
altogether right?
Well, the only issue is that we're not in a world where you magically, fall asleep for 8 hours and get healed. With all our wounds just stitch themselves up overnight.
The
Might
ailment
be-
you have might be difficult to overcome if you keep sleeping, Faye.
Yes, I've been reading over some of my notes. I feel like I may be able to actually make an extract of sorts that might actually be able to help us in the times in between that I was researching. I actually unlocked the secrets of this. So give me some time with my my alchemist kit, and I might be able to produce an elixir of sorts, more of an extract of per day. I personally can consume, or even Balthus can consume, depending which one of us is feeling a bit more worn down. So, mechanically, I can create one extract a day of lesser restoration, which will dispel any magical effects, reducing one of its subjects' abilities or cures of 1d4 points of temporary ability damage to one of the subject's ability scores. It also eliminates any fatigue suffered by the character and improves an exhausted condition to fatigued. It does not restore permanent ability drain, though. So, it is. It's something that we can take if we're feeling really low wisdom-wise. Either me or Balthus can take it as we're trying to recover from this. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, I think when we sleep mechanically, I think we only heal like our constitution modifier plus our level.
You heal your level, so it's 8 HP.
Yeah, 8 hit points every time we sleep. So it can take a bit in Pathfinder to actually heal yourself up. Which is why
I have 2 cure wounds, like heavy cure wounds, so...
Yeah. So depending, it just means that we will go into the dream world without them because we're not taking them with us. So we may, if it takes a day for us to do this, fuck yeah, it's only gonna be a day. Like overnight, I will heal enough. I don't know how much you're down or about this. Or...
I'm fine, to be
I
honest.
on essentially 1/6 HP. Alright, I
Okay.
cast Cure Serious Wounds. I'm like, yeah, I think this would help. And I pull out one of my extracts and hand it over. So it is...
You do
3d8.
also have an option of someone making a healing check to administer long-term care each time you rest, and it doubles the HP gain.
Ooh, I did
Oh,
not
I
know
can do
that.
that
That's
too.
fantastic. Yeah, something I cannot do at all.
Well, my healing at the moment is plus 11.
DC isn't too high.
I think if you click
Long-term-
click on your skills and click
Long
on
term DC is 15.
Yeah.
Long term care DC.
Mm.
My IRL DM screen here.
Alright, well, I'm going to do Cure Serious Wounds Balthus. So 3d8 plus
Do you have a healer's kit?
Healer's Kit.
He's cure serious wounds extract is what he's
Oh,
using.
I mean for the long term care.
Oh, does that require?
We were. No, it just gives you a +2
No.
circumstance bonus. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Yeah, you don't
Ignore
have
me.
that one.
Yeah.
Plus 25.
Well, thank you very much.
And then I will also, if we are actually resting for this, I will long-term care you. And I rolled 27.
27. Successful long-term care. You pat his forehead with a moist towelette as he rests,
I moistened it with my saliva.
doubling your HP gain to 16.
Oof.
That will heal me after one night then.
Yeah. All right. Well then.
Well, it's
maybe we should
currently
go-
8 a.m., so you guys can long rest throughout the day.
And then in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm happy to do so.
Cool.
Eve has also said a big fuck that to fishing for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give that a miss today as well.
If we're long resting as well, I have more healing. So if we need to expend more, I can.
You could
Do you
even
get,
that'll only take you to 4 p.m. You could even long rest for another 8 hours if you like till midnight.
It's alright.
Eh.
I'll. Well,
Up to you.
What was that? You get all of your spell slots back when you long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just dump 3 cure light wounds on Balthus if you want.
Yeah,
Well, he's-
before
I think he's already gonna
before
get
like
full
before
hit point.
resting, you may as well just dump all your spells if you got them.
Yeah. I've already used my cure light wounds extract.
I'm invisible.
Did you just turn yourself invisible?
Yeah, I cast invisibility on myself.
All right. I'll spend some time and create a extract of lesser restoration, and I'll hand it to Balthus.
Also, FYI on the progress of the research, you haven't actually found the incantation to home in on the Signet ring yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
I will continue doing
Very
some
close.
research then. Before.
Okay.
What's the
Okay,
history?
Balthus, you get 11 extra HP
Uh,
from me.
It
Oh,
will be.
thank you very much. That will actually heal me to full.
And I get full as well. I cast it twice on you and got 11. Cast it once on myself, got 11.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Spicy.
history, nobility, or planes.
I don't have any of those.
All right, so we'll have to be me.
Ooh,
So I'll
I
spend-
have
Oh, sorry,
I have
history,
knowledge
history, sorry,
I
I do
have
have
knowledge
history.
history in planes now
I do have
because
history.
I actually put them as skills because I've been reading books
Could help.
and I
That's
thought
me.
it might be
Well,
helpful.
Gideon's going to take all this time off now. He's now going to fish.
Oh,
He's going to
Oh.
throw his rapier into the water.
I will let you know that
Actually-
my knowledge history in planes are a +2,
Oh.
not anything close to like the plus fucking
Well,
14s
well,
that you
my-
guys have got.
Well, my nat 1 doesn't really help too much. So I
Oh.
get a 10.
Gideon's actually going to use his craft skill today, if that's all right with Josh.
Craft skill
I
for
have.
what?
I
Oh, that was my.
after this. You go through this, and then afterwards I'll talk.
Sorry,
That's
I
all
was
right.
just rolling to assist the history of planes check that whoever was setting on it. I guess it doesn't help because I was assisting, not actually doing it. But
Well, it's a 10
I
minute.
did roll a natty.
What would you like to use your craft skill for?
I would like to pitch to you that I want to convert my rapier into a bayonet that I can put on my crossbow.
You have craft weapons.
I do have craft. Craft weapons, maybe not.
I have craft bows.
Maybe I don't. I have craft.
Craft has like subcategories. So yeah, you definitely have craft
Yeah.
alchemy because you're an investigator, I
Mm.
think.
Maybe I will have to talk to someone about it because I was thinking about it. I'm like, I really want to be able to use my crossbow more, because I'm better to hit with my crossbow. But when they're getting close, I don't want to have to swap weapons. So I want to keep my most to work rapier, but just attach it to my crossbow.
Yeah.
And if I could use my craft skill, but yeah, but I don't actually. I thought I had a craft.
I have craft bows, but I'm not sure that would be
that one.
You didn't need craft.
Let me
because that would be
read
like
into it.
longbows and stuff that I'd be making.
I know, it's specifically for alchemy. Don't worry. I will I'll have to talk to somebody else about it. Alright, don't worry. Then I'll help out with the research as well. So I can do the other half. I'll do my own research. You went with history, I'll go with planes. If
Yep.
yeah, I just misclicked. Alright, plus 15 now. Only a 21. But I'm going to add a d6 to that. So, 24.
Alright, that is high enough. So after a few hours, yeah, it won't even take the full 8-hour research block because you only had 3 KP left on it. You managed to find a scribbled note wedged into one of Lau's journals containing the line to add to the incantation to take you to the location where he procured Viscount's Signet ring. So just as a reminder, this is what you found out about Lau's dream quest to acquire the Signet ring during your research. So Lau's learnt that the Viscount referenced is Viscount Pietro Brellin, a mysterious but popular noble in the dreamland city of Caliphaeus. According to one of Lau's travelogues, Caliphaeus is an opulent and populous city. Although visitors and natives alike experience the passage of time normally on Caliphaeus, the city appears frozen in time. Lau's visited at noon, and the sun remained at its zenith, even though he spent hours negotiating with the Viscount for his ring. Viscount Brellin is known for hosting courtly and lavish events. Fearing to lose the Viscount's favor, attendees ignore any unusual happenings at these events.
That's right.
That could be beneficial to us.
That's what I was saying, I think, last session. Yes. The likelihood of, someone thinking that we are, in fact, fighting or trying to get the ring. We make a mistake, perhaps. Most people wouldn't turn too many heads. At least we could play it off like that.
Yes. Hopefully we don't make mistakes there.
Well, the idea is not to, I guess. Well, I would suggest resting, and then maybe once we've gotten up after an hour or so, maybe heading on into the dream world. Half because it means that, some of us are more magically inclined then, the other because I like to see the other professors on the boat get woken up at strange hours, so they're suffering too.
Cruel, but fair.
Did you drink that extract I made for you, by the way? Just to make you help you sleep a bit better tonight, hopefully.
I did. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that is a 1d4. That you can roll, and it will temporary.
No, sorry. I thought it was one of the ones that Gideon and not Gideon. Why am I forgetting everyone's name?
No, this is.
I've done already. I don't have full help now. With
No.
Ether.
This is for your wisdom.
Lesser restoration won't help his wisdom. It's drain that he's got.
Oh, it is drain. Fuck. All right. Well, we've got.
It will remove his fatigue condition, although he doesn't have it and you do, so it's better off using.
Okay. Well, I pinch it back and I swap it, so I'm no longer fatigued. So, right. Yeah. Sorry, I got my miscalculations wrong. I just instantly down it. Right. No, do not restart my computer now. Sorry, my computer wants to restart. That'd be a bad time.
Yeah, don't do that.
I don't plan on. I mean, what?
So,
What's a computer?
Night has fallen over the boat. Are you guys going into the Dreamlands?
Yes. Was it all right for us to rest beforehand? Do we get enough time
You
to do that?
rested throughout the day for 8 hours. So yeah.
Okay. I forget where the long rest button is.
Right, so darkness falls over the boat. Under the flickering lantern light inside the cabin, the professors observe as the four of you once more assemble, forming a circle in the middle of the room, begin passing around a small spiral staircase trinket carved out of ivory and bone. Running your fingers up and down its 73 steps as you pass it around the circle while you recite the incantation, finishing with the new line you learned. It should hopefully take you towards this Viscount ring and this Pietro Brellin. You finish the incantation and then drop the staircase to the floor, and like usual, the floor opens like an aperture, revealing a staircase leading downwards into darkness. The four of you descend.
Just quickly before we carry on, I cannot remember where the long rest button is. Does anyone remember where it is?
It's rest and prepare just underneath your health.
Thank you. There we go. I looked everywhere, but thank you.
Whoa.
Oh my. Is that blood?
Alright, so the four of you, or should I say five, Ava's wolf has also appeared, awakened
Oh, hello, obstinate.
in a large ballroom. You gaze around and take the sight in as you come out of that endless blackness and into this room. Cavernous. This ballroom must be 100, 200 feet long, filled with thousands of people. The people all seem to be engaged in many festivities, dancing, jovial conversation. There are waiters very well-dressed waiters walking around handing out food and small snacks. You gaze around and take in the guests. Most of them extremely well-dressed, with the look of nobles or even royalty, some of them. And that seems to be most of the guests. Although, as you gaze around, you notice that some of the guests are seemingly wearing clothes that must be decades out of fashion or just very, very plain. But no one seems to pay these guests any mind. Every now and then you see a slim grey cat weaving its way around the hall between guests, seemingly just wandering around of their own accord. The ballroom is lit by a beautiful sunset pouring through the western windows, bathing the room in hues of orange and red. As you sort of avert your gaze for a second and then focus your eyes past the light, and you see beyond the windows, beyond this magnificent estate you're in, a city of marble and brass, sprawled out amongst a green valley. You assume you must be in the city of Caliphaeus, and if you're not mistaken, lavish ball being thrown, hopefully, by this Viscount Pietro Brellin.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're here.
Yeah, where now? Get in. You seem to have researched this.
You're
Well, I'm just not the most charismatic of the lot, so
That's
I
understandable.
really don't think I should be bargaining with this Viscount for his ring, you know? Perhaps leave it to the two doctors to do it.
I mean, honestly, I'm not the best charismatically, but
Maybe the doctor without the fucked up face.
yes, no, perhaps Heimlich. Ah, Heimlich, what's that beautiful weapon that you have on your hip now? That's beautiful and perfect for me. That happens to be the color of the sun that reflects so beautifully off my eyes. Well, eye, should I say? Nope. Okay, we'll leave that. We'll talk about that another time.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
I was saying that dancing, and I have all the stuff that I acquired last time within the bag of holding, so there is nothing to observe.
Must have been a trick of the light in here. Maybe I did not observe it.
As you say this, Gideon, all of a
Based on my
sudden,
charisma.
a fist-sized glob of black, slimy, viscous fluid falls past your vision seemingly from upwards, splatting on the floor in front of you.
Can I do an alchemy check on that? What's its chemical formula?
Ooh. Yeah, do it. Yeah. You do either craft alchemy or I'll also accept knowledge dungeoneering. I would rather.
Well, that would be a little bit better. and by a little bit, a lot better. What was that? Knowledge, dungeoneering?
Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling. 32.
32. You
17 on the die.
bend down to the floor, sort of run the fingertip of one of your gloves through the goo and like bring it up to your nose and smell it.
Give it a
Like
lick.
you're fairly sure that this is poisonous and also definitely secreted via the mouth of some unknown aberrant creature. So
I look up.
you turn your gaze to the ceiling. It goes up 60 feet into this cavernous ballroom lurching upwards. You don't see a roof. You see nothing but swirling, roiling darkness around 60 feet up, dotted here and there with some slimy, thick cobwebs. You can't actually see any ceiling. As you sort of cock your head looking at it, just utterly confused and maybe even parts, slightly terrified, you see some strange, long, webby tendril all of a sudden plummet down. It sort of hits the back of the neck of a nearby foregoer, and he lets out a shriek as it yanks him upwards towards the roof. And he disappears into the darkness. Nobody around the room seems to pay it no mind. Nobody twitches even slightly. They just continue on with what they were doing. Their conversations, their dancing.
Do I notice this?
Everybody saw that.
real.
The dude shrieked and
What
got
the
lifted.
hell was that?
What the fuck is going on?
Remember, gentlemen and the lady, maybe not reacting in such a way, observing the crowd as they are. It might be better that we just accept it for what it is, and that.
These fuckers don't even think.
Yes, no, I
they
agree
saw
with
it.
you. It is fucking terrifying.
I moved away from
Lost
them.
Invisibility.
Oh no, I can't move.
Let's not be so brash.
I can't move my character down.
Odd. How about now?
Let's not be so brash about
That's all right.
this.
It doesn't
We just-
matter anyway. Like, this is just for ambience.
Okay, well, I basically move away from these guys. If they're reacting, I definitely move away from them. I don't want to be associated.
Oh, from the
Yeah,
the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. As you do, Heimlich, you notice you move into like sort of another small clearing in between people nearby, and you see like a giant pool of blood on the floor. You sort of look to the left and right. You see more small pools of blood and pools of this black viscous goo, and people just seem to be tiptoeing around it, dancing around it, being careful not to go near it, but also at the same time just pretending that they don't seem to notice it at all.
Josh, can I do a insight or sense motive, but I don't know what kind of check it would be, to see if I know if these people are actually ignoring it or if they're just not seeing it.
Yeah, roll a sense motive check.
It's not going to be very successful, but I'll roll it. 13.
13. As far as you can tell, the people seem to be actively ignoring it.
Okay, so they know it's there. They're just
Yeah. Somewhere
Okay.
100 meters away in the hall, you hear the scream of a woman. You turn your head and you see her getting just yanked to the ceiling by another one of these strange tendrils.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk over to Gideon. Gideon, I don't know what it is we need. I know what it is we need to do here, but
Yes.
I think we need to do it as fast as fucking possible.
Yes, it might be. By the way, he puts his hand inside his jacket and hands you like another extract, and you see like a bit of licorice floating in it. Keep
Ooh.
that one handy on you, and he just like puts it into your chest. That is a extract of haste.
All right.
Yes. But make it a bit faster, Keep that handy just in case you need it. It doesn't need to be consumed. Just smash it on your face like I normally do with you. Gives you a wink with his one eye. Starts looking around the room. just kind of observing. I know I'm not going to be good at perception, but he's going to be looking around the room, and we can see where the Viscount is sat, right? Down here in the south.
Yeah, so you
Okay, so we
gaze
can see him
towards
obviously there.
the southern end of the room, and you just see like two wooden staircases going up to a railed off upper area, mezzanine area, and you see sitting on a large, lavish chair is probably the most well-dressed man in the room. And you can spot, at least from where you're standing.
Well, I'm trying to like look around, and I'm like looking in that direction, but not trying to take notice. But I look at his fingers. I like take in the room and just kind of nod and smile to people around me. Maybe take a little bit of a jaunt as I'm moving. I'm quite graceful in my.
I'm following these guys, but I am invisible for the next 8 minutes.
I want to butt in on a conversation, just like hand fist my way in, basically, because I have bad charisma. I'm just like, what are you eating? And I like reach for someone's plate.
Alright. Oh, this is just well, yes, go ahead, help yourself. Here we go. Yes. Very nice cheese. It's a special cheese. Cheese imported from Kadath. Very nice.
Is this Hokahola?
I'm afraid not. No, I do not know that one. Sounds delicious though. I bet it's expensive. Yes.
Yes, of course. What is this cheese here?
This is Kedathan Brie.
I've had better.
Yes. As have I, my friend. As have I. I'm very rich.
If you could not tell by my accent, I am very rich.
How about this sunrise, eh? Sunset, sorry, sunset.
It is something that is very beautiful as well. Perhaps more cheese.
Of course.
I clap my hands, expecting more cheese.
He sort of like reaches out to a waiter nearby. He's like, my friend here would like some cheese. Oh, of course, sir. Here we go.
Alrighty. I'm eating cheese.
Gideon, roll a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere in the hall, you hear another scream.
A 4. I'm very distracted by that scream.
Yeah. As you
I mean,
sort
good
of
sides.
Gideon, you edge your way closer to where the count is sitting. The Viscount is sitting. You see him supposedly spotting you in the crowd. You see his eyes narrow, and he sort of like squints down at you. You see him like lean his head to the side to one of there. You see he does have several well-dressed but well-armed men around him. One of them sort of leans in. He gives him a whisper towards you. The armed man walks over to the edge of the railing and gestures down towards you, giving you the come here.
Okay. I will give him a nod, walk forward. Do you just want to be at the gate, or do you want me up the stairs?
Come on up the stairs. The Viscount would like to speak with you.
Okay, fantastic. I'm quite knowledge, you know.
Following in behind Gideon.
Oh, no, it's quite all right.
I'm also following him.
I turn
But
to the guys.
I'm not gonna go up the stairs.
I turn to the guys as they walk past me, and I have like a plate of cheese, and I'm like, whoa.
Do you want me there, or?
No, that's fine. That's fine. As you walk up the stairs and over to the man, his armed bodyguards sort of stand aside. He gestures like, "Come on, come here, come here." As you get closer,
Sarah, you're feeling not the best at the moment.
you see a very well-dressed, well-groomed man. As you approach, he coughs and splutters, and all this black, viscousy fluid just gurgles out of his mouth as he's coughing, and it seems to be already coating sort of. You know, he has this black splatters up and down his outfit on the front, as though he's been coughing this stuff up for a while. He barely even paying it any attention. He sort of wipes his chin down. He's like, Viscount Pietro Brellin, pleasure to make your acquaintance. Sorry, I do not remember sending an invitation out to Mr.
I am Professor Gideon, and he will bow as best as he can.
Oh, an academic, is it?
Yes. Of sorts, yes. Well, no, of all sorts. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to. Can I do some sort of check to kind of identify what's going on here?
Yeah, do a knowledge. Just say knowledge nature.
All right. 31.
You're fairly sure from by the looks of it, he's either afflicted by something terrible or there is something most unnatural and otherworldly about this man.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. Why?
I'm just wondering. The occasional cough and all that. I was just making sure you were okay.
It's nothing. It's just a itch in the
Nothing I
throat.
can see that. Oh, fair enough. So,
You see, he seemed to be very actively annoyed when you mentioned it.
well,
We just-
my apologies, sir. Yes, name's Professor Gideon. Pleasure to meet you.
Viscount Pietro Brellan. At your service.
Gives a generous bow.
Oh, tell me, what brings you to the ball?
Well, as it
Brings
happens,
you to
I just
Caliphaeus, even.
Would you believe? And he kind of like leans forwards and just kind of looks left and right a little bit. That I don't actually know how I got here.
I say. Sounds rather
I know.
unusual.
It is very unusual, I have to say. I found myself. I lay down in my bed, and fell asleep, and then woke up here. Isn't it fascinating?
Perhaps had too much to drink, rather.
Or maybe I. But that is what my current mental predicament is. I'm eyeing off his fingers. Is there a ring?
He's not. He is not wearing any rings.
Viscount.
Yes.
What sort of title is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm a noble of the city of Caliphaeus.
Noble.
Yes.
I'm the most prominent one, obviously.
The most prominent one.
Oh, really?
As you can see, people would walk over their own mother to get an invitation to my ball.
I can see why. And he points out to the crowd. There's probably 3 or 4 of them get pulled up to the roof. How could you? It's fascinating. Anything you'd recommend?
Oh, do try the cheese.
I've heard it's pretty. It's to die for. He gives a wink.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, I mean-
From invisibility, I nudge him a little bit for making a one-liner.
I don't need to step on your shoes.
You can't see me. You don't know I'm there.
Oh. Okay. I know you're invisible, though, right?
Yeah. You wouldn't know.
Okay. No, I say that out loud, though, as if I was addressing the Viscount, but also mainly addressing Belthus on trying to take over his leading comedy role at the moment. So we're at half and half. Say, Viscount, got any rings? Just, I'm fascinated by your.
Super subtle.
He leans back in
It's
his.
not known as his charisma.
He leans back in his chair. Oh, I see.
What?
You wouldn't happen to be an associate of Count Hazelton Lowes now, would you?
No, but it's completely obvious in his face. Yes.
I would say pirate means
Okay.
no.
Come
By
now,
no, I
don't
mean
play
yes.
coy. I had a rather amicable meeting with Mr. Lowes.
Recently?
Not too long ago. Negotiated the sale of one of my rings to him.
Indeed. Fascinating. Well, look. I wasn't lying about the falling asleep and turning up here. I genuinely did just fall asleep and turned up here, but let's say the Count is a previous employee of mine, who, well, I think by all accounts, I believe erased my memory. I'm trying to find out how and why. Well, I'm trying to find out how and why.
Hey, what do you require from me then?
He made a list of items to convince a certain king to. It was a king, the Yellow King.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just making sure I can remember.
The mad poet.
The mad poet. Okay, I'll about a mad poet who might be able to help us out with such a predicament. And look, I would kind of like to know what I did in my previous life a little bit, whether I feel guilty about it or it was actually fantastic, or it's one of this niggling feeling, when you try and remember something.
He holds up a hand to silence you. If it's a ring you're after, one of my signet rings, I have many signet rings. I could easily fetch one of my valets to go get one.
But
there's something I'd like you to do in return for me.
Certainly. If it is something that we can acquire from you, or I could acquire from you.
He sort of leans back in his chair and looks solemnly into the distance. He's like, I'm afraid I've overextended myself. The Sunset Waltz is due fairly soon, and I'm afraid I've promised the dance to 3 different people already, and I've just been notified that my beloved will be coming, and of course I must give the honor of the Sunset Waltz to my beloved. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Yes, of course you do.
Yes. No, of course. Yes.
And therein lies my problem. There are 3 people here in the hall that will be disappointed, and I require someone to break off the promises that I made to these 3 people. You wouldn't mind?
Certainly. Which ones? And he's pointing out towards the thousands.
Oh, I'm not sure where they are, but I'm sure if you go and look, you can find them. Lady Splinterbone.
Splinterbone.
Yes, Ardvin Telgriet.
Arvin Telgriet. Yes.
And Mordet.
Mordet.
Yes. You could please pass on the bad news to them and do what you can to soften the blow. They'll no doubt be disappointed.
Yes. Yes. Certainly. More than happy. And thank you. Actually, can I do a knowledge nobility to know how to say like you would say your grace? But
knowledge nobility.
How'd I refer to him? 21. Sadly, only a 6 on the die.
Sure, just like my lord will suffice.
Yeah, certainly, my lord.
Hurry now, the waltz is soon.
Yes, why not?
Sun's already beginning to set.
Gideon steps down from the stairs and starts pulling out an extract from his pocket, and he fills in everyone. So he's willing to give up a ring, which I was, upon mentioning it, had a slip of the tongue, and just generally be nice to speak to someone of certain mannerisms again. It was. We need to find 3 people he promised to dance with. That we need to cut off the prior engagement that he had with them.
What, he promised he'd dance with all 3 of them?
Well, he promised to dance with 3. I guess so. Maybe he forgot.
At the same time?
Possibly he'd forgotten.
Well, he's a bit daft, isn't he?
Why didn't he do it with magic?
I mean, he just turns around and looks at him.
Mirror
He's covered in his own spittle. I think that he's something.
Yes, well, maybe he's a bit,
He's a strange person.
Yes, well,
he's very obtuse.
And that's you saying that? That's
I know. And he will scoff his potion of countless eyes, just so he can start like looking all around the room. So he's just laughing at how obtuse he is, and just all these eye sprouts start sticking out of him, and eyeballs popping up all over. And he's like,
See, like this, you guys see like several of the partygoers around be noticeably uncomfortable about Gideon's appearance, but most of them just trying their best to contain it, and you see them like edging slowly away from him.
I watch all of them do it. Just the eye stalks are just following, and then it'll be like 30% on one, and then they'll just all drift over and snap over. I can try and sneak through the crowd and see who I can find.
I don't think you're sneaking looking like that, mate.
Well, maybe look, you see how everyone's looking at me. That means I can review their faces. Oh wait, shit! I don't know what they look like.
You should have asked him for a description. That would have been quite useful.
Yes, but I got
what
caught
were
in
the
the
names
moment, alright,
again?
Balthast. You were there. It was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, it was very awkward.
What about if we just ask one of the butlers or waiters?
Certainly. He starts looking around for a waiter. Do I see one in my 360 peripheral?
Yes, there's plenty around.
Okay. And he just puts a hand out behind him. You, sir, I need your help. Pointing behind.
Sorry, excuse. Yes,
You're
how can I help
terrified
you?
by the look. You're
can I help you?
terrified by the look of me, but you're not stressed about the things that are happening above.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is it? What do you want?
Exactly. I need help finding 3 individuals within this crowd.
Who? Yes, of course. So he sort of regains his composure. So you still seem very uncomfortable about your appearance. It's like, how can I help you, my
Gideon's
lord?
not even.
Who can I
Gideon's
direct you
like-
to?
Gideon's got like his back to him. He doesn't need to turn around. He's just talking away. Fuck. That bit made me forget all 3 names. Scott, I know you wrote them down. I saw your hands figuring away at the thing.
Oh, is that right? But I couldn't hear from all the way over here, like eating my delicious cheese.
I am asking
Perhaps
Scott.
like Lady Splinterbone or
Lady Splinterburn.
Um,
Hold on, I'm gonna write these names down because I didn't have a book handy when we got into the thing. Laddie Splinterburn.
more debt.
What it? And what was the second one?
I
can't
didn't
remember.
get the second one.
It was started with the like it was. Weird.
It is Advin Telgriet.
Advent Telgret. It's a weird name, man.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Like
I
Splinterbone.
was too involved with the bit.
Roll diplomacy check, Gideon.
No. It's a -1. But 8.
8? Is the guy?
Yep.
I'm terribly sorry, my lord. I'm not familiar with any of them. There are rather a lot of people here.
All right. Who looks the next fanciest?
I'm
compared
just
to
gonna.
the
I'm just
Lord?
gonna. If he declines to answer Gideon's. Sorry. It was the 3. The Viscount. He promised to dance with all 3 of them tonight, and we just been charged to tell him that he's actually
Well, hell no, hang on
dancing-
there. That sounds rather above my pay grade.
Well, I'm not getting paid at all for it, so
Roll diplomacy check, A4.
Neither am I.
Actually, technically, we are getting paid for it because you can exchange goods and
don't tell him that, Jared.
rather than
21, Josh.
21. Hang on. Perhaps one of my co-workers here can help you out.
Oh yes, perhaps.
Landry! You see one of the waiters come over, he drops his plate of cheese at the side of Gideon's.
All of Gideon's eyes are on him, except for his main 2.
Yes, my
Oh,
lord.
just disregard this fellow.
What? You've had this done to you. Like, what? It's actually fascinating.
Don't tell. Oh, okay, anyway, we're actually looking for 3 lovely ladies that the Viscount was going to dance with
Or men.
tonight. Or men. I'm not sure who they are, but there was a Lady Splinterbone. If you know where she is, we could go to her first.
Yes, Lady Splinterbone. Yes, I believe she's over that way, lurking on the edge of the dance floor. He sort of leans in to your your ear, Aether.
Gideon
He's like,
leans closer too.
you aware she's a vampire?
Well, I am now, I guess.
Consider that a
So
3D,
don't let
I
her
guess.
bite me, I guess. Thank you.
Instant religion check or whatever's needed as soon as Dampier is mentioned.
Is that vampire?
Vampire.
Sorry, vampire. Sorry, Dampier. Can I do an instant religion check or whatever's?
What are you trying to
for
do? Just to glean
everything I need to know
about vampires?
like, about vampires.
Yeah, roll a religion check. As for Master Telgriet is quite an opulent merchant. You'll find him over there, next to the bar, discussing business and networking with the other merchants. As for Mordette,
And what the?
I haven't seen her, actually. Sure she's around somewhere.
So what a problem.
Well, if we can't find them and they're not here for
It's-
the dance, then surely.
Three and then on.
There's a chance that we have lost.
Because
her.
accountable.
Oh, she's there.
You're not dancing with them? You know,
That's what I.
couldn't it be a taste?
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're not here to dance, I mean, snooze you lose, right?
Another,
What if they were never actually dancing?
A very well-dressed
Sorry.
woman sort of like leans into the circle of you guys talking. She's like, "Oh, I saw Mordette. She was snatched up by." She sort of lowers her voice. Like, she realized what she's saying, so you see her like fearfully lower her voice and like lean into it. She's like, "She got snatched up there." Points upwards.
Oh. Oh, so don't need to worry about her then. That's alright.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we-
She could be up there still.
Yes, but
Could you
you
have a
don't know
look
what happened. It doesn't matter. Thank you for your help, though.
I give-
Please, just what you I'm gonna lower my voice even more. Is like, you don't know what happens to them, do you?
Oh, when they go up there?
Well, yes.
Oh, I don't. I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'm afraid I have to go.
I'm sorry. Oh yes, enjoy the dance.
Gideon leans into her and says, "It's okay. Mum's the word." And one of his eyes winks.
Is it not looking at her? All right. Well, do you want to
Right,
go
well-
break the nose to Miss Splinterbone?
Yes, no, I'm keen
and I'll go
meet
talk
a
to
vampire.
Togriet.
I've never met such a creature before. I'm very interested. I got a 20 on that religion roll. It's not that high. The less Gideon knows, the more excited he's going to be.
Well, you know that vampires can suck blood and suck the life out of people. They can turn people into vampires themselves. Roles in their service after giving them the suck if they like.
Well, Gideon puts on his best face, wanders on over towards where he was pointed towards, where the vampire is.
All right.
The group of people I'm talking to, have I made better friends yet?
So you've been standing there making small talk with them. You're getting to know them and you've been conversing with them, but you see that every time if you try and steer the conversation towards the weird shit happening in the room. The
Oh,
blood.
I'm not. No.
Okay,
I'm
well-
telling them how to manufacture meth.
What?
That's perfectly amicable conversation. They hear you out.
Yeah. I'm definitely ignoring the weird shit. I'm just like making cool friends. What do they do? What are their names?
What are their names?
What are the... Yeah.
There's Sir Godric Pennyfeather, a local Caliphas noble, and his squire is with him, as well as his wife, his cousin twice removed, who's visiting from out of town.
This is a lot more prepared than I thought you were going to be judged for that.
Yeah.
And also
What's
a business associate of his by the name of Gomez. He's from the real world.
Wait. Ah.
I'm also from the real world. It is very nice in the real world. There is also nighttime.
There is nighttime. Well, I mean, of course, there's nighttime here as well. You know, sun's going down right now. Night will be Night will fall soon.
I look at my my watch. I'm like, and how long do you think that would be?
Oh, I'm sure. Look, sun's nearly going over the horizon. Shouldn't be many more than a few minutes.
Ah,
Shit.
of course. Can we get some more of this cheese?
Of course, of course. More cheese, please.
Excellent.
You hear a clang nearby as you see the guy that was serving you the cheese just dropped it over during the conversation with Gideon.
Excellent. That's all right. I've been also bag of holding some cheese as well. Like if there's like exceptional cheese, I'm just like a bit into the bag, a bit for later.
It won't go off. It's like
A bit
vacuum
for me,
sealed,
a bit for
literally.
you.
It's,
I
the,
mean,
re- the rest of
bacteria can still
you,
grow back.
the rest of you make your way over to the area where people are pairing off and dancing. You also they get the waiter also gave you a description of what Miss Splinterbone looks like, and she's fairly easy to spot, as she's one of the most beautiful beings you've ever seen, let alone one of the most gorgeous people in the room. You see her standing over at the edge of the circle, seeking a dance partner.
Gideon will instantly drink his potion of Cat's Grace. Scoff it. Sorts himself out. And dispels his eyes. And very dexterously, graciously wanders over.
Aoife's gonna let you have this one. She's gonna slink away from you as
And gives a bow.
My lady.
My lord, and you are?
Professor Gideon, at your service.
Eldrenda Splinterbone. Pleasure is all mine.
Ooh. How is your evening going?
Yeah, it has been grand so far. I have tasted many cheeses.
I have heard they are magnificent.
Of course. Only the best at Monsieur Pietro's balls.
Of course.
Jeez.
Now, milady, would you care for a dance?
I am afraid not. I am soon to be indisposed. I am dancing with the Viscount himself, you see.
I see. What if I was to have a word with the Viscount? Perhaps he might allow me such an honor.
I'm afraid I could not possibly let you deny me the honor of dancing with the Viscount.
No, but he has denied you, sadly.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
excuse me. What? She like digs her little pinky into her ear and like. Would you please repeat that for me?
It sounded a lot more subtle in my brain. The Viscount is unable to dance with you, and he sent me as a replacement. Sadly.
I must
Positively?
say, this is very disappointing, no?
Yes, no, I was disappointed myself. When I saw just a beautiful woman inside, or should I say, lady herself, being held all alone by the Viscount. Knowing that you are now available, though, he gives her a wink. With his only eye now.
He like crosses her arms and like cocks one of her eyebrows and like looks past you and over at Balthus. He's like, no, I'm afraid you are just far too grotesque for me. I'm sorry, Mr. Gideon. But,
Professor.
Perhaps if your friend over there would be so kind as to join me for a dance, I would possibly deal with this heartbreaking news.
I turn around, and is it just... can I only see Aether behind me?
No, Balthus is
no,
only 8 minutes, so it's one off. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll say I've gone off towards the merchants now.
Gideon, I'll go tell him that such a thing is required. Gideon kind of like upsettingly wanders over. It's your turn to dance with her. I was just interested. Never met a vampire before. He knows a little about them. Such interesting creatures to meet in person. Anyway, she wants to dance with you.
Oh, why does this always happen? All right, I'll be the grenade, the bomb squad rather. I'll do
But
it.
why? No, she's perfectly fine. She just wants to dance with someone like you.
Ah, all right, yeah, fine, I'll do it.
Gideon now seeks alcohol.
As you approach her across the dance floor, Balthus, she extends an arm sort of gracefully for you to take her hand.
Yeah, I'll take it. Not too worried. I feel like I can get myself out of this one in a moment's notice if I need to.
Roll a dexterity check.
Drop the potion and everything.
It was 12.
12. You are not used to dancing, no?
It's been a little while. I used to be quite practiced at dancing. Can I roll a bluff check?
Yeah, roll a bluff check.
22.
I see. Just loosening up the joints then.
Exactly. I think my talent is just merely intimidated by your beauty.
Can Gideon
roll
actively
a-
seek?
Roll a diplomacy check. For flattery.
Gideon is going to actively seek out someone who is the complete opposite side of the spectrum to her, because he is an amazing dancer now that he has a plus to his dex. Like literally opposite end of this. If there's a slime on the dance floor, he will dance with that just to prove to her that he is actually worthy.
I am over 6 centuries old. I have heard them all. You have to do better than that.
But surely it's about who you hear them from rather than where you hear them or when you hear
Yes,
them.
you are very handsome. Sort of runs her sort of long fingernails down the side of your face, onto your neck. Tell me, darling, will you let me drink from you? Just a little. It will not hurt.
Depends what.
You sort of
You'll
like
need to be a little more specific with that one.
just runs her like thumbnail down and onto your like jugular. Please, darling. So thirsty.
I'm. You know what? I suddenly think I've lost my dancing capabilities altogether.
She, you see a look of hot anger come over her face. She shoves you backwards across. You tell the Viscount! Oh, he has offended me greatly.
Oh, please do not take it out on him. Surely
sorta
it's me who has offended you.
Making the scene like everyone around just goes quiet and just goes like awkwardly quiet. Everyone on the dance floor is looking at the two of you. This sort of like gets your attention as well, Gideon.
Gideon will not interfere.
Oh,
Gideon is watching this and looking smutly as possible. Like, oh, you can't dance. I'm not good to dance. I'm really good. Anyway. Do I find another dance partner to show them up?
It doesn't matter. She's turned around. She's storming off and towards the Viscount.
Oh, I did not hear that. Balthus, that is you. Then you caused that.
Yeah,
Well, get sucky.
I'm very protective of myself. And
Yes,
I did
well,
not want to lose my blood.
Sacrifice had to be made. This is your dream persona. Yes, this is your dream persona.
It certainly is not. Well, yeah, but it's my blood. You go let her suck you.
I was going to allow it. Not in that way. You know I don't float in that direction.
Well, I tried going that way and she didn't want to.
No, you said no, you can't suck me.
Well, I said no, she can't suck my blood.
Exactly. Let her have your blood. It is dream blood. There's nothing bad about it.
You suck. All right, fine.
No, she does, and get over there and allow it to happen.
I chase after her and go, oh, please, sorry. I was perhaps just nervous. It's my first time.
Roll a diplomacy check.
Can I do a bluff check instead?
Bluff check? Yeah, okay, I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Oh, I really wanted
Or a performance,
to
or a performance comedy check, if you like.
Bluff is higher.
You're better at lying than comedy. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Gideon's still looking for a partner to dance with.
You see, she sort of like sheepishly looks at the ground and back up at you, Balthus. That was not funny.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend you. It truly is. It's a great honor you bestow upon me.
So is that a yes?
Yes.
I'm asking for your consent, of course.
Yes, I will let you in that manner.
The two of you continue waltzing on the dance floor, Balthus. Eventually, she pulls you close, like runs her lips like over your ear, down your neck before sinking her fangs into your jugular. You take 1 constitution damage.
Perfect.
Or is it drain? Let me just double check. Yeah, it's damage.
Okay.
So she drains your blood for a good 30 seconds or so before pulling away. She's like, there's like trickle of blood running down the corner of her mouth onto her chin. Please, just a little more. Please, I'm begging you.
Just a little, otherwise you might clean me out completely. Have a little bit of a refractory period. Can't go twice so quickly.
She leans in again. It like hurts a little more the second time as the fangs go in the fresh wound already. You take 2 constitution damage.
I'm afraid.
She pulls away again, sort of like eyes closed, just like a look of ecstasy over her face. Yes.
I'm afraid I have to separate there anymore, and I'd be lost to myself.
Of course. She like puts her fingers runs her fingers down like the side of your cheek and onto your chin. It's like, don't be afraid to ever look me up if you're in Caliphase again.
I'll keep that in mind.
Always looking for another thrall.
Yeah, you honor me. You truly do.
She walks away and disappears into the crowd.
I walk up to Gideon and slap him. You son of a bitch.
You do know I have... Here. And he pulls out a potion of his lesser restoration and hands it to you.
As he does like a squirt of blood out of Balthus's artery, just like...
Yes. Hold up. And he just puts his finger in the hole. Here, drink this. So it's 1d4 damage it will heal for your ability score. So you're down 1 con, so...
Yeah, and I healed too, so that's alright.
Probably should have used the chemical allocation for that, but I can't use that for that, don't worry. Right, well that's 1 serviced. Did you get her contact details?
I did actually, because it wasn't the most unenjoyable thing I've ever done.
No.
It's better than dying, I'll tell you that much.
It's fascinating creatures. Just watching her walk off, just the ability to become, immortal and longevity of life. He kind of catches himself thinking about it. actually not sure where that came from. You've thought of that before? Not being able to age. Like at all.
Careful, you're just going down a dark path of thinking there.
He kind of scratches his cheek. Half of his fingers go into the hole and scratches his tongue by accident.
You just...
It's a habit, you know, and it's like, oh, I've got a. Have you heard of Phantom Limb?
I have actually.
Yeah, similar to that, but it's Phantom Cheek. Gives you. All right.
What does the business associate Gomez do? Doing the
He's in
mingle.
the import-export business. Spices, mostly.
And where are you primarily based?
Well, I work mostly out of, I have an office in Darkling. I have ships that move between Darkling and Kadath. Have you ever been to Kadath?
Ah, yes. I have been once. Yes.
Lovely place. An occasional trip between here and the material plane when I can afford the magic. Few and far between.
It is very expensive to get here. Yes. I do know the cost all too well.
Ah, another planar traveler then.
Of course. Well, I come here when I can. I'm trying to like make my voice sound a bit more upper class as well when I'm talking to him.
I'm surprised you haven't slipped into an English accent.
You can be whatever you want to be in the dream world.
Well, I'm also trying to discuss with him as well about export and import of particular alchemical ingredients, so you could make a killing.
What is the rest of the party doing now?
While Gideon and Balthus were having their thing with the Miss Splinterbone, I was gonna head over to the merchant fellow. What was his name again? That RP went on for so long, I've forgotten it.
Ardum Talgrin.
Talgrin, was it?
Advin Telgriet.
Advent.
Telgriet. So I wanna just move over to Monsieur Telgriet and wait for a breaking conversation before I just like butt in and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Telgriet."
Yes, I am Mr. Telgriet. What is it? What do you want?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I've just been sent to relay a message from the Viscount Braylon. Unfortunately, he cannot dance with you for the sunset dance. His beloved is coming, and he'll be dancing with him. Her, sorry. Or whatever. I'm not sure who his beloved is, to be honest. But that's what he said to tell you. I'm sorry. If you would like a dance with me instead, I can do that for you, of course. But unfortunately, the Viscount won't be able to see you.
Seems just like this vein in his forehead just like getting bigger and bigger. You see all the businessmen around him just like sort of glance at him with like fearful looks on their faces, and they'll just like look at you and then just all take like a half step backwards, and he's like, What?
You could take it up with the Viscount, I guess, if you want, but...
Make no mistake, I will be taking it up with the Viscount.
But maybe not right now. You wouldn't want to ruin the sunset dance, would you?
Oh, I'm going to ruin
I mean,
it. I'm going to ruin
could
it.
be-
I'm going over there, and I'm going to ruin it.
Surely, Monsieur Togriet, surely that's not the appropriate response, right? Yeah, surely you can just allow me this chance to take a dance with you, you know?
And who are you?
Ava, at your service.
You are a... He sort of like looks you up and down at the clothes you're wearing. He's like... You see, like, definitely like...
I'm a hunter.
Hunter? Hunter?
Well, and for the Viscount, yes?
I am one of the most prestigious businessmen in Caliphas. The Sunset Waltz with the Viscount.
And I am
What
one
I
of the
need-
most prestigious hunters in all of the land?
Roll,
And that you won't dance with me is an insult to me, dear sir.
roll a bluff
So if you
check.
want to make a scene, I'll make a scene.
Roll a bluff check.
7.
7? Just like...
Now, Monsieur Tegriet, if you will not dance with me, then I am sorry, then we will have to part ways. Good day!
Yes, good
I'm
day
gonna
to you.
slap him in the face.
Roll a hit.
Attack bonus, melee attack bonus. 17.
Oh, that's a hit. You just like whack him across the face. He's like, how dare you!
How dare you, sir! Yeah.
This is like-
Turn around and I'm walking away from him. I don't even wait for a response.
So he's just sheepishly rubbing his face as you walk away.
Oh dear. And I'm assuming that probably didn't take nearly as long as it did for Balthus to get drained of all of his constitution.
No, it did not.
So I'll just swiftly make my way away from that and see what's going on with the rest of them. Maybe join in with Heimlich's cheese conversation. That looks interesting.
Gideon, after a while, will look up. The ceiling is covered in that blacky, murky kind of stuff. Can I tell, like, maybe from a planes check or something, what this thing, creature, ooze, whatever, where it may have come from? Or what kind of type of weird stuff it is? Because my intention is that I want to try and talk to it.
You want to talk to the ooze? Oh my god.
Roll a knowledge nature check.
Okay. 23.
You're fairly sure that the tendril web that is coming down and grabbing people is arachnid related.
Arachnid related. The tendril. So it's almost like a web coming down, grabbing someone.
Yeah.
But it's more of a murky. So it's kind of like Venom's web, compared to like Spider-Man's web.
Yeah. Spot on.
Okay. So it's more nature. Because if it was like in my head, I was thinking maybe it's like kind of like an aboleth kind of style thing, or maybe an abyssal. I was trying to think. So I'll start shouting above me. Excuse me, Mordet. Do you have Mordet? And he'll start shouting up. He'll first start in common. If he doesn't get a reply, he'll go to abyssal. If he doesn't get a reply, he'll go to infernal. If he doesn't get a reply, he'll get aboleth. If he doesn't reply, I'll go
As you
to
start spouting all these strange languages out,
Sylvian.
everyone around you, you see them getting visually uncomfortable and moving away from you, leaving you in like the middle of a impromptu like dance circle, but with no one dancing.
Completely oblivious. I'll go through all.
Do we notice that this is happening?
I mean, probably if he's
I'm
yelling
like,
loud enough for someone 60 foot up to hear him, I'd say it's drawing the attention of like a big chunk of the ballroom.
Oh, what is he doing this time?
well, nah, Ava's staying out of this one.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved either.
Gideon's lost the plot.
Does it reply at all to my call-outs?
No.
Well, after failing that, he's confused and looks down and notices that everyone's kind of like standing around him. What? To evade the awkwardness, Gideon starts to dance.
Solo?
Yeah. Like, dad dancing, but not quite. Like,
Is it like a solo line dance? Like he's doing
Yes,
the nut bush
yes,
just by himself?
Roll a dexterity check.
This is with a +4 on. Actually, that should actually already be converted because of the cat's grace. Ooh, a 15. And I will add a d6 to that.
It actually annoys me that Gideon's a better dancer than Malthus.
18.
It's
I'm
not
a
bad.
fantastic dancer.
You actually you
Bad!
bust out in one of the. It wasn't a 20, but you bust out in a traditional Jolly-Axian dance, and everyone just sort of like gets with the rhythm. They're like,
Yes.
they're like, oh, okay, it was a strange display of vocalism to go along with the dance.
Yeah, it's interpretive performance.
Yeah. A few people like start dancing, and like the circle sort of closes in on you a bit.
Alright, Gideon will look like put it like just keep dancing. He hasn't been to a ball like this before, and this is the first time that people have like interacted with him in a place like this and not just looked at him weirdly because of his face. And he realizes the only way he can express himself now is through dance. So I am now going to try and make Gideon the lead character in Footloose, Pathfinder Edition. I'm kidding.
Oh,
but
coming
no,
in with the raid.
Woo!
Gideon has found his calling.
Evil Doer
Gideon has
TV. Am I saying that right? Thank you so much for the raid. If we can get a shout out here.
Bloody top dollar. You may think that Gideon is an ugly, half-melted man, but he's actually a beautiful dancer.
Thank you so much for the raid, guys. Appreciate that. We're playing some Pathfinder First Edition, running Strange Aeons Adventure Path. We're in Book 3, and the party are currently attending a very, very strange ball in the Dimension of Dreams.
Strange doesn't begin to describe it, I don't think.
Strange does. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Viewers, make sure you check out Evil Doer TV, and stick around, guys. All right.
So Gideon's just gonna fight you with his folk that he's now
You're just
found.
gonna continue to dance.
100%.
All right. What is the rest of the party getting up to?
I'm hanging around Aoife, I guess, because if anything goes down, she usually protects me. So that's...
And I'm definitely not feeling the dancing that Gideon's doing, so...
Yeah, I've been shunned by it because he's dancing better than me, so I don't even want to try now.
I'm trying to wave down Aoife to try some of this cheese.
Okay, wait, 1 second. I don't need to roll a perception check, I've got +11 to it, so I definitely see you. I'll, Oh, yes, Signet, what's the matter?
Like, you really must try this cheese. Oh, my friends! And I start introducing everyone to,
Oh, yes.
Aoife.
Pleased to meet you, please. So, why is this cheese so interesting?
Watch this. I clap again, and I just like click my fingers, and then like I just point to the plate, and like I'm hoping that one of the servants will come by and deliver more cheese.
Yeah, another servant comes by. They seem to be they seem to have clicked that you're into the cheese, so they've got this regular flow of it coming past.
So let me get this straight, Heinrich. Is it not the cheese that you're after? It's just the constant service of it?
No. The cheese is also very, very good.
I'll
must
taste
try
some.
the cheese.
I'll try the cheese. Is it good? Does Aoife like it?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's
Actually, no. Wait, hold up. Give me a sec.
Oh, well, let fate decide. Eh?
Oh, it is quite nice, isn't it?
I feel
It's
like
got,
if you
like-
rolled less than a 10, you'd be lactose intolerant.
It's like, roll for taste bud.
How many different types do they have? It's quite nice. And can we take some for later? Like,
I
can we
like
wrap?
I tap my nose. I'm just like, I think we can.
Oh, right. And what is it that you guys do? I'm just gonna immerse myself in the conversation.
Thank you, Trojans, for the gift to the community. Appreciate it. Even do a TV. Enjoy the sub. You now have a little steak next to your name. Hopefully one day it'll get cooked. What's the next step? What do you guys want to do?
Gideon is just absorbed with his party rocking in the house tonight. But eventually he will leave the crowd and start making his way towards the Viscount.
As you approach the stairs, one of the bodyguards steps in front of the stairs and puts his hand up to stop you. And he's like, "Do you have a confirmation of acceptance of apology and rejection from the 3 candidates?"
What?
Well, what I was going to say is, I need a bit of more information about the third one. The third one has been taken.
Been taken? What are you talking about?
We know the thing that happens that we're all ignoring.
I suggest you keep your voice down, sir. And whatever you do,
yes.
do not inspect that ladder in the corner over there.
I won't do such a thing. How good is Gideon at subtle social hints?
Tell me. Oh,
Was that?
I rolled a 5. What do you mean? What, you mean that ladder over there?
I don't think that was very subtle.
yes, I would certainly not go up that ladder.
Does the ladder look like it leads upwards?
Yeah, it's so it's like
Oh,
against.
okay.
It is a very. There is a.
Tradesman.
Yeah, you just notice sort of like behind one of the hanging tapestries, a very long ladder going straight up the wall 60 feet and disappearing into the darkness.
Well, thank you, sir. I will definitely not climb up that.
Yes, you better not.
Okay. Gideon walks over and climbs up it.
Alright. What's the rest of the party doing?
I was standing back waiting for Gideon to tell me what the Viscount was going to say, but if he's just straight climbing the ladder, I'm well, I guess we're going up the top,
Yeah.
guys.
I hate doing things.
Well, stay close. You won't get killed this time.
I will.
Before
Just don't
Gideon
get hit first, Balthus. Like, stay out of the fight
You go
this
up
time.
before me. And
Well,
then
you just
I'll go
don't
up.
run in front of the
or-
shite that's going to kill you.
Oh, I will not. Trust me. The problem is the shite aims for me.
Only if you stand in front of it.
That's not true.
Look, just do what I do.
Okay.
I'll follow behind Gideon up the ladder.
Before Gideon goes off, he's going to drink his mutagen. So he's going to get slightly less wisdom than he has at the moment. So he's now sitting at a 4. but his dex goes up, and so does his armor. So because he looks at that thing and he knows it's some kind of weird creature. So I'll scoff down my mutagen. You see he gets like leaner, but less observant physically.
Alright. All 4 are you going up?
Oh, I'm recycling Balthus's more well-received jokes to the crowd here. No one's told me anything at the moment, so I'm just eating cheese stuff.
Alright. So the 3 of you ascend the ladder. unseen by the rest of the ball as it's hidden behind the tapestry, and you climb and climb and climb. You climb up the 60 feet, the roiling darkness just over your heads, and you climb into it. You climb through complete blackness for a few seconds before emerging on the other side, where the ladder has extended up through this cloud of darkness. And up above, you can see the actual roof of the ballroom. And all around it, you emerge up onto a wooden catwalk, extending over to a maze of catwalks that stretch out over the top of the ballroom with the roof above. All around, there is dark, thick cobwebs and slime. And as you look down off the catwalk, you see nothing but the roiling darkness. You cannot see the ballroom below, although you can still hear it. I'm just gonna...
Can't.
Yeah, I gotta put your tokens in.
Sorry. Oh, hello there.
If I notice that Heimlich wasn't following us, when we get to the top of the ladder, or like close enough to it, such that I can like brace myself and still use my bow, like brace myself on like one of the rungs and just there.
You'll have to dismount the ladder and get on the catwalk.
Okay, well, can I still see below us if I...
No, the moment you penetrated this darkness, you can no longer see below anymore.
Where did we penetrate the darkness? Was it
Like
at
there, that's the ladder there.
Okay, so we did ascend, like the ladder ascended through some of the darkness, but the actual catwalk is above the darkness.
It is above the darkness, so the roiling darkness and cobwebs are below you, like a strange, macabre sea.
And just
is there like a actually no, fuck it. I'm just gonna just duck back down. I'm gonna crawl back down the ladder a little bit to below the level of the roiling clouds.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I want to snap a arrowhead off an arrow, and then do that, and then look over in Heimlich's direction if he's still performing his cheese bit with Balthus's jokes. Toss the arrowhead in such a way that it's not going to hit anyone, but like land near Heimlich's feet, and say, "Oi, idiot!"
and just shout over the crowd.
Yeah.
How's everyone receiving these jokes?
Roll a diplomacy check to make jokes.
Oh my god, -5.
Oh,
Let's go.
We got another raid. Thank you, All Things Fantasy, for coming in with another raid. Thank you so much, guys. Throw a shout out up in there.
You can't use performance because you're not trained in it.
No.
Comedy is my profession.
What?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much, All Things Fantasy. Crowd, guys.
Throwing that up in the air. Gideon was a professor. We never said what kind of teacher. He was a dance teacher. Gideon doesn't even know what kind of professor he was.
I rolled a 4.
Just quickly, Josh.
Yes.
Up there, complete darkness, or if I have low light vision, would I be able to see? Because Gideon has low light vision.
Low light vision will not help, no.
Okay, perfect. Because, yeah, completely dark. Fantastic.
So, yeah, at the moment, you can see nothing, Gideon.
Think.
Balthus and Aether. Aether has descended the ladder and gotten your attention, Heimlich. Your jokes fell flat. They weren't even that funny when Balthus told them. They're even less funny when you tell them.
No, I'm still laughing personally at the jokes though, so I think they're still. I think that's what people do. So
Yeah.
I've laughed.
Give me,
and then
what movie is it? I think it's George of the Jungle, and Brendan Fraser's like.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think it's like been like a smashing success. I see this like arrowhead, and I was like, I look around the room. So do I see Aether?
I'm just gonna say, like, there's a tapestry blocking the entire view of the ladder, but if Aphid, like, would have to descend the ladder and come over and get you, basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so I can't. Okay, fucking fine. If you can't see me, I'm just gonna do the classic fireman slide down the ladder to the base of it. Fucking just run, like, walk angrily over to you. Say, how blind are you?
Not at all. What? What is it?
There's a ladder over there. We're going up it. We're gonna fight some shite or something. Let's go.
Okay. I turn to everyone. Please, excuse me. We'll be back for mochi. And I kind of like stuff my plate into one of their arms, and I walk over with Aether.
While Gideon's... Oh, go, sorry.
No, that's all good. I just... So, hi, I'm like... So, yeah, Gideon and Balthus, you just kind of laid low while Aether was fetching Heimlich. Yes.
Gideon will pull out his extract of Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
If he can't see in this darkness, then he will try and think in this darkness. It's a DC 16 if anyone wants to abate it, but he's going to drink that.
Okay. Let's see here.
Sorry. You detect surface level thoughts. The amount of information reveals depends on how long you study a particular area or subject. First round, presence or absence of thoughts. Second round, number of thinking minds and the intelligence score of each. If the highest, 26. Surface thoughts of anything in the area.
So you reach out into the darkness after drinking your Detect Thoughts extract. You pick up pings of multiple intelligent creatures up here on the catwalks and concealed somewhere in the darkness. Some of them are just animal thoughts. Eat, consume, survive, whatever. A few of them are more nefarious. Surface thoughts are sort of very evil in intent. They want to cause purposeful suffering, and you flinch backwards.
There's creatures up here that intend harm onto others, and
Oh, great.
I'm rummaging through my bag for a lantern. Shit. Well, it would be good to see them.
yes, well, if you happen to have a sword that I don't know about, maybe perhaps if that was brought out, very stupid. I don't know about that sword, so it's fine. What? Nothing. Right. Okay. Gideon's gonna pull out his rapier and start just like touching the floor in front of him to make sure that he's like hitting the wood and just heading in the direction that there is wood.
Alright.
Oh, a little bit to the left.
Can you
well,
give us
right.
an illumination, please?
Are you lighting a torch?
Oh,
Lantern?
you bet.
Okay.
Yep.
No. How do I have known? Ooh.
Alright,
Right.
so as you light your torch up, Aether and Balthus, you could already see this, but across the catwalk, sort of strung up vertically on one of these long, slimy, sticky webs, is a woman dressed in commoner's clothes. See, she like her eyes wide. They sort of, she's like looks over to you and help.
Is your net more than it?
I'm
More than it?
She sort of
already
like
running
nods
towards her.
frantically. She's like, yeah, yes.
What is the textile strength of the webs?
We're about to find out as you reach to investigate the webs. Aether and Gideon, you start up the catwalk and you hear clicking coming around. You hear scuttling. You see multiple giant spiders descending the webs and heading for the catwalk.
Why do we keep putting ourselves in these positions?
Because we're finding items to talk to the person that we heard of when we were in the dream world permanently.
And behind
I
them,
know.
something even more terrifying.
What?
Bipedal creatures with limbs of milky white, long, elongated heads, and giant, bloody jaws lined with razor-sharp fangs. Multiple limbs sticking out of their backs like spider legs, but still with long, red, bloody claws on both their hands and feet. They are sort of moving along the webs and coming on the catwalk as well, opening their enormous maws open up to let out a sort of snarls. And they sort of hunched over, like kind of like the xenomorph star from Alien, and they begin trudging along the catwalks towards you.
Yeah. Wow, this
Everybody.
is very Ridley Scott.
Roll for
Holy
initiative.
shit. Like, yeah.
Fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah. Right. This is plus. Yeah, I'll just leave it. I don't mind it being a little bit less. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh yeah, by the way, Aether, you have the most hit points, so you are in fact the tank now. Gideon is no longer the tank.
Damn it.
But
Yes, maybe it's worth standing behind me and using that potion that I gave you before, perhaps.
Possibly.
Possibly.
ooh, I like the spooky music.
Alright, it is. One of the strange bipedal creatures beelines down the catwalk towards you, Aether, its mouth open wide. It lunges. And makes an attempt to slash at you with one of its extremely long claws. An 11 to hit. Aether, you duck underneath it. Malthus, is your turn.
I cast invisibility. Actually, no, sorry, I cast mirror images.
Alright.
Perfect. There's now 5 of me.
Now one of the giant spiders
Actually,
scuttles.
sorry, no, there's now 7 of me.
Alright. Oof. The giant spiders scuttles across the webs, Aether. Lashes out with its fangs, a 19 to hit. You take
Just.
3 damage.
Oh
And
boy.
could you please make a fortitude saving throw?
As a 28, natty mate.
That's a pass. That is a pass.
He sounded surprised with a 28 that a 28 passed. So this is not bode well, lads. Just saying.
Heimlich, it's your turn.
I'm going to drink my absorb toxicity extract.
Okay.
I'm now immune to diseases and poisons.
Oh, that's good.
Aether, it's your turn.
Okay. Let me just double check this.
What?
I just realized that, Adam, you've got the title of Hype Train Conductor on the channel.
Choo choo. Hold up. Let me bring up more emojis from Dark Sin Tripper, who I got gifted a sub for the other night.
Oh, nice.
All right. I'm going to. I can't move past Gideon, can I?
Yeah, you can move through him. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move back. Game's paused.
Oh, my bad. There you go.
So that will cause attack of opportunity, I guess, right?
It will, yes, if you're just walking away. It will attempt to bite you. They tend to hit you, simply duck away from it, and you are fine.
Alright, and then I'm going to whack myself with the haste potion that Gideon gave me.
Yep.
And then I would also like to assume aspect of the tiger as a swift action.
Oh.
And that'll be my turn. Actually, I can do 2. Boom.
Check what you can do while hasted as well, because you might be able to do more.
Yeah, I don't get extra actions. You get an extra full attack.
Ah.
My movement is increased by 30 feet.
Yeah, you get an extra attack on when you make a full round
yeah.
attack.
When you make a full round attack, you just get an extra attack at the full. What does it say?
At the full base attack bonus, so it's the same.
At the full base attack, yeah.
Same as your
So-
first attack.
Yeah. So that means if I stand still, I get 4 attacks, 3 of which are at plus 15.
Gideon, one of the strange creatures, rampages down the catwalk towards you.
No, please.
Another, you see, sort of just extends its limbs and slowly hovers in the air like a marionette over the gap towards you.
What? No.
It's your turn.
Alright, Gideon is going to study the one in front of him, and then make an attack.
Alright.
Study his foe. That's it. Oh, and we get to make 2 attacks. Oh no, it's 4 round actions. Full round, does that include my bonus?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well then yeah, it's just 1 attack then. Alright. Plus 15, let's do this. 32 to hit.
That is a hit.
Alright, I'm going to do 1d6. Hold up a sec. Yeah, I don't need to plus anything to it. Alright. Where is it? There's it gone. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. We go. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Plus 4. Plus 4. So 9 damage total.
Okay. It takes 4 damage total.
Oh,
As you see
no.
some
God.
thick, black, viscous liquid just sort of slows your rapier down as you plunge it into it. Alright, spiders are all just massing up on Gideon up at the front.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Hands off the dice. Oh, I don't like this. Yep. Yep.
So, still got that fireball there, Balthus?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
15
Yeah,
to hit
you'll-
Gideon as one of the spiders scuttles across the web.
That's a miss.
Is a miss?
I have 17 AC at the moment because I've drunk my potion.
Yes, of course. This one back here actually scuttles across towards Balthus. makes a light attack. An 8 to hit. Just misses completely. Next round. This one is hovering in the air above you, Gideon.
Yuck. Like 5 feet above me?
Yes. Attempts to bite you.
Yuck. I'm flanked at the moment.
Only a 13 to hit. That is a miss. You're sort of like ducking and weaving, sort of stepping back, backpedaling down the catwalk, and it doesn't manage to lay a hand on you. Balthus, is your turn.
Alright, I am going to fireball. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use my new 4th level spell.
Ooh.
Do tell.
You got
It's called Black Tentacles.
Oh. You love the old black tentacles.
Yes. 20-foot radius spread. I take it you have the spell in front of you, because it's actually hard to read.
Yeah. I have sweet token for it.
Oh.
Effects.
Oh my god.
That's how big it is, right?
20-foot radius spread. Yep. How big it is. It's much bigger than I remember it being.
It always is.
Eh.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. As in, like, I always forget how big 20-foot radius is. Oh, I remember that thing. I know,
I
like,
remember that thing.
I've encountered one of these things before. Yuck.
Alright, sweet. So, field of rubbery black tentacles appear, burrowing up from the floor and reaching for any creature in the area. Every creature within the area of the spell is the target of a combat maneuver check made to grapple each round at the beginning of your turn, including the round that black tentacles is cast. Creatures that enter the area effect are also automatically attack. Tentacles do not provoke attacks of opportunity when determining the CM. Blah blah blah. If the tentacles succeed in grappling, the foe takes 1d6 plus 4 points of damage and gains the grappled condition. Grappled opponents cannot move. Oh, cool.
And I'm included?
Yes.
Yeah, every creature within the area of the spell is the target of a, yeah. Use your caster level as their base attack bonus. So 8 plus 4. Well, 13. Alright, so roll a d20 plus 13, Balthus.
Holy shit. My CMD is currently 20.
Or do it for, this one's for Gideon.
Yes! I've got 20 combat. Wait, is that against my AC or is that against my
That's against your CMD.
20! 20 at the moment.
And that's the one for everyone else.
Alright, yeah, roll 1d6 damage. Just to speed it up, we'll just do a blanket damage so that everyone that's grappled.
It is, sorry, it's also, I think it's plus 4.
Yeah,
as
d6 plus 4.
Yep. Nailed it.
Not bad, not bad.
Alright, that's everyone. Did it get this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Just.
did.
Did it get?
The terrain
Did it reach
counts.
over
Yeah,
here?
it got her as well.
Got
Yeah.
her. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll that.
But if she dies, then it's nothing we have to worry about.
How will she accept the rejection if she's dead?
Ah,
That's
that's
approval.
my turn.
Where are we? Yeah, Balthus, the black tentacles explode out of the catwalk in the darkness below. Grab hold of all of everyone, basically.
Counts as difficult terrain as well while everyone's there.
That's right, Gideon's going to buff all of these guys.
I make it's your turn.
Okay, so basically, I'm seeing this like incredible like explosion of tentacles in front of me and all these freak creatures, and I'm wondering whether or not I'm having cheese dreams based on the amount of cheese I've eaten in Dreamland. And I kind of like hesitate for just a moment, and then I just start pulling out bombs and start yeeting them all into the middle here. So first bomb. So I have 3 bombs to throw. Please.
Go for it.
I'm trying. It's not letting me. Go. Alright, 26, 24, and the last one is 15.
Are they all aiming for the center guy?
Well, the first is all centered boy until he's dead. So the damage rolls were, let's see, 25, 19, and then 18.
19 and 18. Alright.
And then splash damage on everyone, but this guy gets missed out.
How much is the splash damage now?
Splash damage is currently
5, wouldn't it? I think. Your intelligence modifier is 5
yes.
now? Alright.
Taking.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. We get 8th level now. She
Yep.
gets spicy.
What was the second damage?
So it's 25, then 19, then 18.
Alright.
Basically, if it moves, so if I murder that first boy, I'm just gonna move like shift to the boy on the side here.
Yeah. Five, 19, 18. Alright. That is it. So, 2 of the strange bipedal creatures perish. Most of the spiders perish. As there's just like explosions of flame and just eruptions everywhere. You hear the ballroom go quiet down below you.
Nothing to worry about.
Hey, Fred, it's your turn.
We're coming in with 4 shots, mate. We'll start with the one attacking Gideon here.
Yeah.
And then go to Balthus, and then go to here, depending on how much health they have.
Alright.
Alright. Let us roll all. Alright. Alright, so we've got a 27 to hit first up,
That hits.
then a critical, and then a 19, and then another 27.
Alright. Just go one at a time. So the 27 hits.
So 27 hits with 8 damage.
Alright.
The critical, I'll roll to confirm.
Yep.
Yep, that's a 31 to confirm. For 19
Yep,
damage.
So it's a crit then. Alright, sweet. Minus. Cool.
And then the third attack was 19 to hit for 11 damage.
Very good.
And the last one was a 27 to hit for 6 damage.
Fuck me.
Alright. You unload the 4 arrows into the thing accosting Gideon here. So they have varying effects as you hit it in multiple parts of the torso. It sort of squeals in pain. But doesn't drop.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's it.
Gideon, it's your turn.
All right, Gideon is going to turn and face this creature. He's going to study it and attack it. This time, not forgetting his bonus sneak damage stuff. All right. He's going to roll. That is a 33, which is a critical hit because I rolled an 18. My weapon crits.
Roll
on
to
18.
confirm.
Wait. Ignore. Or does it? No, it's an 18 plus. No, yeah, it crits on 18 plus. Let's roll to confirm. 35. I got a natural 20.
The
on my
actual
fucking-
crit to confirm the crit.
What happens if I crit a crit?
Roll
You
crit.
roll again.
Yeah.
On that one.
Crit damage.
All right. Hold on. I need to. All right. So that is a 6. Oh no, I've got to do my precision down. Oh my god. Okay. So does all of my dice get? Because I've got my I'm pretty sure that my precision damage, like the extra 3d6 I get for a study target, doesn't get doubled, or does it?
Precision damage doesn't double, no.
Okay, so it's just another 3d6 on top of that. So, bang. That's an 11 on top of my 11 on plus 6.
Alright, so 17. That is enough. You've pinpoint a weak spot on it and insert your rapier. It lets out a howl. Ooh! Falls back into the web and disappears in the darkness.
I will take a 5-foot step forwards if I can.
That's fine.
Yeah. There you go. Pinning this creature to its position.
Alright, the one, it is that one's turn. It attacks you with a full round action.
Come on then.
You bite. An 8 to hit, you simply waltz to the side.
I'm still dancing.
And it swings its 2 claws at you and lashes out. Oh, a 21 and a 23 to hit. You take 8 damage and roll... Oh wait, no fortitude save on that one. That is fine. Just take 8 damage.
Alright. Alright. I'm happy with that.
Alphys, it's your turn.
Perfect. I've got to roll damage again for all those guys.
Okay.
To the ones that are still grappled.
Man, the grapple.
7.
Oh,
So
7.
that is 2 damage to the white guy. And 7 damage to the spider. The spider, the tentacle around it gives it one last squeeze. There's a splatter of spider guts and it lets out a little... and curls up.
Perfect. I will then cast a stone discus at the white one.
Alright.
Hits. 12 misses, I'm guessing.
It does miss. Your stone discus flings past and disappears into the darkness. You hear a clang down below in the ballroom. Someone shrieks briefly and then...
You hear the walks continue.
Does 22 hit?
22 does hit.
Cool. Does that much electric damage?
Alright. 8. Alright. Alright, yeah, you fling a electro disc at it, it hits it. Just sort of like makes it angrier. Heimlich, it's your turn.
I bombed this bitch.
Boy.
Let's fucking go. At 10, it's a critical fail. And then I have a 17.
17 is a hit.
21 fire.
21 fire damage. It erupts, explodes over it. It sort of like flings its limbs up into the air and starts squealing. So,
I'm also interested to know, did I firebomb the party?
yeah, you drop the
Downside.
bomb and actually nothing is really getting through. There's so much web, most shit gets caught in it. So yeah, it hit web and exploded.
That tentacle just get bigger.
And then I'll roll my last attack. Well, it won't let me do it then. So I'll roll it.
That's a hit.
Yep. And then it's gonna be. Let me just do the damage on here. You know what? First damage is 20.
20,
25
that'll
damage.
do it. He explodes. It jibs him. It's just a boom. It's just a black ichor covers Gideon as he's just the force of the explosion just dismembers the beast, and the bits just fall down into the web. That's it. You seem to have slain all the threats.
Malicious, could you, you know, the typical stuff.
Yes. I stopped concentrating on them.
Okay. Gideon steps forwards. Mordinet, is that your name?
Oh, Dad, yes, please help me down.
On one condition. You accept that the Viceroy cannot dance with you tonight.
You can't.
Viscount.
No,
Yeah.
The Viscount, sorry, the Viscount, not the Viceroy, sorry. Different franchise. Yeah, the Viscount cannot dance with you tonight, sadly. And if we are to let you go, you must accept the apology.
I mean, if you're rescuing me, I think it's the least I could do. I think.
Thank you.
It is
gotten
disappointing.
the
Very
web.
disappointing, though.
Yes. Don't you worry, we've all had our levels of disappointment tonight.
What you're saying? You're disappointed that you don't get to dance with the Viscount, but what? Getting pulled up into a ceiling and almost ate by a bunch of spiders and spider freak? Man, that's just normal.
Yes, no, this has been rather inconvenient, hasn't it?
Inconvenient. It's an understatement of the century, I think.
I should return to the party, I think.
I pull out my shiny short sword and I start cutting the web down.
Thank you.
As in your bastard sword, that is a short sword size, or your actual
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one, the really fancy one.
What weapon is that you have there?
This was a gift from the ghouls. They were very, very happy that we cleared out the cemetery for them.
Right, that's why you were a little bit delayed when you came back last time.
Yes, well, I mean, they were very, very happy, and you were quite rude and left.
Oh, yes, I was, but you seem to be wielding it with such dexterity. That must not weigh a thing.
Well, it is pretty fancy. Would you like to hold it?
I would love to hold it. Look at it, up and down. It's a magnificent blade.
I'm not finished cutting down this chick either. She's still on the web.
Yes. No, I'm literally cutting the web around her, like not her from the web.
Mhm.
It's a fantastic blade. And he hands you his rapier.
Yes, I can see how heavy and cumbersome this thing is.
Yes, well, it's
It is a
masterwork.
shame. It is a shame that I have such a fine weapon.
Yes, I mean, you tell me that the
Tis
rapier
wasted.
is quite fantastic, you know. But anyway, he hands you back the blade. It's like, consider, all I'm saying is that I am on the front line a little bit more. It could be considerable a weapon for me, but it is your property.
Well, I guess you can hold on to it. I think that would be more useful, and whores will have their trinkets.
Yes. Yes.
I hand over the scabbard as well.
Yay!
You finished
All right,
cutting
he was
the,
just
the woman down. Just like, well, thank you so much. Hopefully I haven't missed all the good wine. She just sort of hurries down the catwalk towards the ladder.
Pull out a.
Are you insane? I shout after her I call after her as she continues to hurry back to the party. I don't expect a response.
You don't get one. Alright, do you guys return down the ladder?
Yeah.
Well,
I
Gideon,
pull out a flagon of wine that I've confiscated from the party downstairs. I'm like, before we go. I like shake it around.
Oh, I'll have a drink, yes.
I
Where's
need
the
a drink.
whistle, as it were?
A drink to celebrate this time. I didn't die for once.
You didn't die. See, you did what I said you should do, and you stayed at the back and didn't run into the fight. It was good.
It was good indeed.
Cheers to that.
Yes. Yes.
And you guys share a quick drink and then descend the ladder back to the ballroom. As you emerge from the tapestry, you see that there seems to be a few more small clearings where a few jibs had fallen down and people are now sort of dancing and tiptoeing around them.
Does the old maid up the front seem to be perturbed by us slaying a whole bunch of spiders and shit above him?
He doesn't seem to have noticed anything. He's just sitting up in his seat, just looking down, sipping from his cup of wine and hacking up a black loogie every now and then.
Alright, well, Gideon, do you want to go work your magic or get that ring off him or whatever he
No, I
promised
can do
you?
that. Yes, certainly. I wander up towards the Viscount. Yes. Does the guard let me through, or does he stop me?
Yeah, Pietro sort of beckons you up, gives you the
Yes. Sorry, there's barricades in the way. I can't quite grab it. Aha!
Is it
Lord.
done, then?
Yes, everyone except your bless you. Bless you. Everyone except your sincere apologies, and they forgive you.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much, Professor Gideon. You've done me a great service. He snaps his fingers. One of his valets sort of walks over with a small cushion with a ring with his insignia engraved in it. He's like, as promised,
Thank you very much.
my ring. Now, if you'll excuse me, my beloved is arriving. I must go and to the Sunset Waltz. Sort of wipes his chin with his handkerchief and just throws it on the ground as he walks past you. You observe as he walks down the stairs and out onto the dance floor. The crowd parts and forms an enormous circle in the center as the red and orange of the sunset beams through the window. There is some noticeable discomfort from the crowd as an enormous, what must be at least 10, 15 foot high, 7-legged, purple-colored spider descends from the ceiling on a long black web into the center of the circle. He sort of walks out in front of it with one hand behind his back, performs a courteous bow, and extends his hand. He's like, so good to see you, my beloved.
I cast invisibility.
And then
That's okay.
the
Sorry.
string quartets over in front of the windows in playing a slow tune, and he, in this strange, macabre, grotesque manner, he begins to waltz with this enormous 7-legged spider round and round as everyone in the circle just sort of looks on with clearly trying to hide their discomfort. It's one of the strangest sights you've ever seen.
Gideon critiques the style of dancing as much as he can. Not the right place to put your foot at all.
We're not hallucinating, are we?
This cheese could be doing something to us.
Have we gotten our ring? Can we leave?
Yes. Gideon puts it on his finger.
I concentrate and nope out of there.
Same.
I say goodbye to Gomez and I try and arrange a meetup in the future.
All right, you guys all. Oh, sorry. He also. Sorry, I always forget the damn loot. He also, as well as the ring, presents to you, opens a small chest next to his chair, and presents you, Gideon, with a +2 belt of mighty constitution.
Actually, I will do one more thing before I disappear.
Is that all that's in the chest?
Yeah, that was it.
The vampire lady that I danced with, while I'm invisible, I walk up behind her and go, goodbye, my darling, and then I'll disappear.
Alright, the four of you reawaken back aboard the Selene Starling in the material plane. That is the wrong one. Alright. We might finish it off there tonight, guys.
Do we want to do the
XP.
traditional say versus wisdom?
decide.
You want to do your...
I was gonna say, do that and decide what we're gonna be doing.
well, you started researching the Ghoul Skull.
Oh, the Skull
already.
of Ghoul Royalty.
Skull of
Yeah,
Ghoul
that's
Royalty.
right.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Balthus, Gideon, roll wisdom saving throws against your curse. Oh, Balthus, you failed.
I'm
Plus-
surprised.
Wop
4
wop.
plus 1d6. Let's do this.
Nope.
21.
That's a
Oh,
pass,
damn.
Gideon. That is a pass.
Ooh.
2 in a row.
No, that's
No,
his first.
I failed last the first one.
Yeah, he broke the
Ah,
streak
yeah.
last week. But Balthus,
Yep.
you suffer 2 wisdom drain and are fatigued next morning. And I will,
Yay.
let's do some XP for you guys here.